Hello there, guys. We're gonna be making this today because I shared yesterday a video of it on Facebook, on one of the Facebook groups that I belong to, and there was a lot of interest in how to make it. So yeah, I think it's a pretty fun project to make. Very simple, doesn't have it's really a silly thing. It's not a big deal, and I'm really happy to show you how I make mine. Okay, well, I'll see you later. See you soon. See you right now. Okay, guys, so for this project, we are going to need, what I did was, like, I took a watch that I have that I like, and I measure my straps from that fold. I measure exactly from my fold. Okay, it happens to be like mine was 4 and 7/8 of 4 and 7/8 eighths of an inch. Oh my goodness. And I added 3/4 of an inch to that. So I cut my piece 1.5 inch wide by 5 and 5/8. Okay, so you're gonna need a piece that is 5 and 5/8 by 1.5. But by all means, you can have your favorite watch and measure that, and whatever measurement you have, whatever measurement it gives you, add to that 3/4 of an inch for your fold. Okay, then the other piece, in my case, it measured pretty much 2 and 3/4, and I added 3/4 of an inch for the fold, and I added 1/2 inch for the fold in here, because this one on this end is going to have a 1/2 inch fold, and on this one it's going to have 3/4 of an inch fold. Okay, so well, my strap measures, I actually cut mine 4 inches long. So this piece measures 4 inches long by 1.5. Okay, and then you're going to need a little loop piece, a little piece that is going to make your loop. And this measures 2 inches long by 1 inch wide. To my 3 straps, I draw a line right in the center. Draw a line, and I apply double-sided tape along the way. We're going to be dealing with the one in this, the longest one first. What I did was remove my tape, and meet the edges meet the center line. And you want to do this in a way that when you do the other side, you meet that right there. You don't want to have any spaces in between. For this piece, I was actually thinking that I actually can put some glue in the middle of that line, and that will be to secure that fold in there, like those edges, to secure them there. But you'll see that you really do not need them to be that secure. And this project is supposed to be something fun. It's not supposed to be something like, you'll see what I mean right now. And I'm using this little thing. You can use anything that has a round edge that you like. This is one of the things I want to change. I'm waiting for some tool, like it's a leather tool that has like a half moon. It's used to cut leather, but I think it will give me a sharper edge. But so far, I just try to be the best I can with my scissors. The best I can. It's not always the best, but you just need that to be round, to have some sort of like curve in there. That's all you want. So now we're gonna stitch at an eighth of an inch all the way around, follow your curve and come back, okay? We're gonna do that. This is really simple to make. You're gonna be like, what? I mean, it's not biggie. It's something that I do for fun because I really like to personalize my stuff, and sometimes I'm in the mood for something like for a strap that's a certain color. Sometimes I want another color. I'm always changing my watches. So these helps me out. And I don't have to be buying different straps. I just make my own. Okay. Okay, you'll see what I mean right now. So now that I have that stitched down, I like to burn my edges, making sure there's no thread showing. And I also burn that edge of my vinyl. Always like to do that. And then the same over here on the edge of my vinyl. Kind of melting it a little bit to get it ready for the next step later on. Okay, so it feels nice. And this is what I mean, like you could have some glue. If you decide to do this to your strap, see, it's gonna show that seam in there. This can kind of pop out. But actually this is gonna be for a watch. So this is gonna be the natural state of this strap all the time. So it's not gonna be forcing that to come out at all, at any time. That's why I don't put any glue. But if you wanted to have some sort of like to have it more secure in there, be my guest, you can put glue in there, just a little swab of glue, and then make sure to close it and you'll be fine. But I will not do that, okay? I will just keep it as I have it right here. Okay, the next step I do is I center my strap with my old one. Okay? And I make sure I'm centering it. The best I can. And I mark my holes. This strap has a lot of holes. I do not that many. So I mark, and the holes are pretty much, if you see them, they're pretty much a quarter of an inch apart. So you can make a little template and to have it ready and put it in on top of the strap with a quarter of an inch separate holes, and you should be the same. But I'm using my watch because that's what I have. And I'm gonna do my holes so I don't forget. I'm gonna mark all of my holes. And the last one. Okay. So basically I have my holes marked down in there. You see? And this strap is almost done. I use my watch like this. Okay. If I see anything on my strap that I don't like right now, I see that it has some threads. Cut them and burn them up. Okay, so we're going to thread this through here. This vinyl is a little bit thicker than the other one that I use, and this is about 3/4 of an inch fold. If you're using leather and you want this edge to kind of blend into your strap, you can skive this edge and then glue it down. I'm going to attach a rivet to this. So what I do is, like, I measure 1/2 inch from my fold. My ruler has a hole here that's pretty handy. The center of that hole is 1/2 inch. So I like it because I can put my my marker right there in the middle and get my perfect 1/2 inch mark. So after that, I hold this and I make my hole. And then I put a rivet. And this part is almost done, this part. I'm gonna set it here really quickly. There we go. And that's done. We're gonna work on the shorter piece now. Okay, to do that, we're gonna do exactly the same. Gonna meet those edges in the middle. Meet me in the middle. Forget about me singing that. Okay, so you have it like that. And you're going to be stitching again. At 1/8 of an inch. That's good. Again, melting your edges, your threads. Got it. And here you are going to need, you can use an old watch, whatever you have, but you know, one of those that have these 3 pieces. I'm going to put them there. Has like a little bar, and then it has the thing that goes in a hole. Okay. You can remove it from an old watch that you have, that you don't use anymore, and reuse it. But they sell these as well. You can find these in Amazon. So we are going to take one of the sides. I usually do my stitching, I go like this. I back stitch here, go down, stitch on the side, go up. So the part that I'm using now to do this is the one that doesn't have that side stitching. Okay, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to fold it about 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch up. Okay. And after I do that, I'm going to kind of eyeball my center, on that fold right there. I'm going to eyeball the center, and I'm going to put a dot. Okay. You can also measure 1/2 inch, because you're folding about 1/2 inch. I'm eyeballing all this, but you can, it's actually 3/8. Now that I'm measuring it, it's not 1/2 inch, it's 3/8. You can do your center line, your center dot, measure 3/8 of an inch, and then do your dot. But because I eyeball this stuff, because it's nothing serious, I do my fold there and do my dot. Once I have that dot, I'm going to make my hole in there. But what happens is that dot for me is still kind of little. So what I do is I take my puncher again and I go towards the short end. See that hole where it is? I kind of go again and make another hole right on top of the one that it is, but a little bit sided, like I'm punching another hole. But what I'm doing basically is getting that hole to be a little bit longer. So I position my punch hole kind of in taking a little bit more of skin of the vinyl, so that hole becomes a little bit longer. I don't know if that's making sense. If you have trouble with that, please comment below. But basically I do a hole and then I move my hole puncher a little bit more and do another hole to make it bigger. Now I know this piece, because this piece is going to go through that hole. This little piece, it's going to go through that hole right there. And then this bar, it's going to go through that hole of the piece. You're going to thread it through the metal, just like so. Okay? And you're going to fold it back. Okay? And you're going to clip it in place, because what we're going to do now is we're going to change our foot. For this project, I really like having to sew that side. Sorry, here, I think the last time I moved this, I kind of pressed it too hard. I like to have a zipper foot. Because I like to be really close to my bar in here. So I want to go as close as I can. I'm going to position this on my machine, put my foot down, and I'm going to stitch one, go back, pull it out. You can be super careful about this. But again, doesn't need to be perfect. If I see that my vinyl is showing some stuff that I don't want to cut it, I'm gonna burn my edges in there. My threads, not my edges, my thread. Okay. And you don't have to have a perfect thing neither. But basically, you just want to have that line in there with your little thingy up there and your bar through it, okay? And then you put this part. It's a little tricky, especially, oh, make sure this is up. This is the part that I get more trouble with, to be honest. If you have long nails, it helps. If you have long, real, like, not acrylics. But basically, I push this little guy down. Which is giving me trouble right now. Usually these, here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. And try not to do this. I have my little thing. I had it right on the upside, but now when I got so focused into putting this in that it went down and I didn't notice. So now it's wrong side. This needs to be on top. But I can fix that later. So let's keep on with the tutorial. I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so imagine that is correct in there. But that's basically what you have. Now you can thread this, but you're not going to do that yet. Why? Because we got to work on this. And basically what you need to do with this is take that tape out, meet the center line again, and you're going to stitch your 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And when I say all the way around, go all the way around, including the sides, because you're going to need those already made holes in there to make your life easier. So start at one end, go down, cross, making sure you do one of those stitches right there in the middle, one of those holes. Go to the other edge, come up, and then return to the place that you came in with through. Making sure, again, you have those stitches in there, those 3 holes. Why? Because now we're going to get a needle. We're going to borrow some of the thread from our machine. And we're going to hand stitch that. Why? Because I don't trust glue. If you trust glue, then you can do this step with glue. But I don't. I'm going to do a knot on one end. Okay. And I'm going to thread my loop. I'm going to start within the middle. So you're going to have your thread is going to be having a knot and one loose end here, because I don't want this to be double. If you have thinner thread, you can do a double, just like you're going to do your regular sewing. So I'm going to thread it through the middle, through the part that I want inside, which is the one that has those seam, the separate edges. So to my outer side, I'm going to thread it through there. So that knot is going to be in the middle. And I'm going to, basically you want to make a loop, like a circle. So I put it out through there, and I'm going to put it in through that center hole again on the other side. Basically meeting those two, if you pull hard, then you have one stitch in there. Okay, you're pulling. And then once you pull that, then go through one of the sides on the other opposite side, always. Pull again, and then go up to that other corner side. So basically, if you're seeing it, when you pull, you're basically using those holes for your stitching and making your life easier. Okay? So I'm going to do maybe 2 more on this side, making sure that loop is not going anywhere. 1. 2. That's done. That corner is done. I'm going to thread it through the middle again and down the middle on the other side. Okay, twice. And I'm going to secure now this corner. You see that this corner is open? So basically you're taking your thread through the inside out to the middle, then jump, go it down, then come on this corner out, this corner down. Repeat that in here for two more times. Come back in the middle here, out, then down. Then now you're going to deal with this. I'm going to go, because my thread is on this side, on the bottom, but on this side, I'm going to bring it up to this hole on this side. Okay? Like that. And then I'm going to bring it down through the other hole on the corner on the other side. And that will make a loop. If you pull, that will close it. Oops. And your thread might get out of the needle, but you can just rethread it. No big deal. Again, I'm going to go down. I'm securing that corner now. Gonna go a few times. And if your vinyl is soft and you don't need those pre-made holes, you can just do new holes with your needle. But I like to do it like this because that way I don't push myself too much with my hands, because I have carpal tunnel and it hurts. So right now I'm just doing on the inside. I'm passing my needle and trying to secure. I'm picking a spot on the inside of the loop to secure my stitch. You just do it twice because this is for a wash. You don't need this to be extremely, this is not going to have any pressure on it. So you just want to have those stitches secure in there. And then you cut it. I guess this is the most difficult part, would you say, of the whole thing. I'm going to burn my edges here. And you have your loop made. You flatten it out. You put it through your watch thing. And now you put it through here. And you do exactly the same thing that you did on the other one. So you pull like 3/4 of an inch down. Take your ruler. Measure that 1/2 inch right in the center. Make your hole. Put your rivet. Set your rivet in place. And you have yourself, let's fix this. Because it's driving me insane. My dog is fighting to be inside the house, but she was fighting to be outside when I started this video. So she can wait a little bit. I don't know why am I struggling this much for this. I swear, I usually get this super easy. Okay. So there you go, there you have it. The last step is to finish that little curve, because you don't want to have it like that. In my case, I'm going to put some of these, matching that nice pink. And I usually let it dry before this, you're supposed to add some base coat, which I don't have. I've been meaning to buy it, but I haven't. But I need it. You want a better product. Okay, so I finished my little edge in there. But I wanted to talk about, I found this, like, this is for purses. And the only reason I'm not using it is because it might be too wide, too thick. I mean, if you see, if I put my strap, if I decide to cut that instead of in a curved way, I decided to do a flat square edge in there because I can do that. I mean, I think you can do that. Just put your strap and then put this with the screws that it comes with, and you can have your edge finished like that, very cute. I haven't done it yet, like I said, but instead of having that, then you can have that. See, I haven't played with that yet. But again, this is just a strap that you might get bored and change it again, so you don't have to complicate yourself that much. So then you put it on. After, obviously, that thing dries, and then you put it in there. So simple. Again, this vinyl is a little thicker, but there you have your little watch thing, and you don't have to buy any. You can make your own. I hope you guys like this tutorial. Of course, you're gonna need, you can find these in Amazon, these separate strap connectors. And I got good news. They have these in like rose gold and black and silver. I have not seen them with the antique gold finish, but they might have them. So if you want to use, you know, black rivets, you can use the finish that you want, and you can try to find these pieces in those finishes as well. But I know for a fact that these, they sell them all those finishes. So that's it. I hope you like the tutorial and that you get to make some. And if you're in the sewing group that I am a member of, and you know who I'm talking about, all of you of those sewing, Facebook sewing groups, well, make some and then tag me so I can see yours and your vinyls and what you use, and if you did something different. Again, this is to have fun. I hope you like it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, where's my remote? Where's my remote?